Hey.
Hey. Hannah, I'm not going. Not now. Not ever.
Why didn't you say this to me when I was alive? My husband and I, we never got a note.
Hey, it's Hannah. Hannah Baker. Settle in, because I'm about to tell you the story of my life. More specifically, why my life ended. And if you're listening to this tape, you're one of the reasons why.
That is chilling, isn't it? It is the television series everyone is talking about right now. It's 13 Reasons Why, and Netflix just renewed it for a second season. It's the story of a teenage girl named Hannah who commits suicide and leaves behind a set of audio tapes, as you heard, explaining her reasons why. And while a lot of people are intrigued by the show, excited about the show, it is highly controversial, dealing not only with her suicide, but a lot of adult themes like sexual violence, drinking and driving. That's really just the beginning. So is this a needed reality check for teens and their parents, or is it a dangerous glorification of suicide? That's the question this morning. And we want to talk about this and also equip adults at home with how to approach a show like this with the teens that you have at home. So let me introduce you to our guest. We have Madeline here. She is 17 years old. She's a peer counselor with Teen Lifeline, and Nikki Kuntz, who is the clinical director. And they have agreed to talk with us about this. And you're dealing daily with other teens who are going through angst like this. So let me start at first with this 13 Reasons Why. What was your reaction to the show? How realistic is it? I mean, these are really heavy topics, and maybe, you know, as the mom of a very young child, we're still living in a bubble of the very severe issues that teens are going through.
It was very interesting. I've dealt with a lot of teens, and we've talked to a lot of teens who have had these kind of same feelings and have gone through struggles similar to what she was going through in the show. I feel like it was accurate, but it was also
Just move your hair off your microphone real quick. Was it painful for you to watch? Could you relate to any of this?
I could relate. Yes, I could relate to some of it. I've been through kind of the sadness she was going through and the difficulties through school that she was going through, and it was kind of weird to see that portrayed on TV. It's something that's not normally, or I guess frequently shown on TV.
Right,
so it was very shocking almost.
Nikki, these are kind of taboo topics that we don't want to talk about because we don't want to know that they're real.
Right.
You're dealing with this stuff on a daily basis. Give me your reaction to all this.
You know, I actually watched it the first day that it came out, and I can say, you know, many of the topics are very real to life. We are dealing with them on the hotline every day, and kids are struggling with many of these issues. But then there's other parts of the show that are not realistic and very dangerous. And I think what shocked her about it, and many of the kids that I've talked to that have watched it, is that there's some true dangers in it as well. It does bring to light for adults many things that are going on, and it gives a great opportunity for us to talk about it. But we have to also be careful of letting our kids necessarily watch this alone. Because many of our kids are struggling with these issues. And when they are struggling with these issues, it makes them more at risk. And so we need to make sure that they have people around them, and we know what to look for with our kids. But many kids also are able to walk away and understand the difference between television and reality.
Whether you're sitting on a couch and watching it together, or maybe, you know, you're kind of watching it in separate rooms, but you know that both as parent and teen, you're going to be watching this so that you can come together and have a conversation. That would be ideal, because you want to know maybe your teen is processing this in a way that is immature and inappropriate. And you want to know that as an adult to make sure that they're not seeing suicide as an answer, because the key criticism of this show is that it sort of offers it up as an answer, right?
It glorifies it. It glorifies it, as well as it shows it as an option for revenge. And those are very dangerous things. The fact is this girl in the show, she was struggling with a lot of issues. The one thing it's accurate about is suicide is complex. There's a lot of issues. It's not just one single thing. But I think it's going to be a lot harder for adults to watch than children.
Yeah.
Mostly because we don't want to think that that's what our kids are really going through. But it's really important to talk about this with our kids, even if we're watching it separately, to help reel them back in and really talk about these issues. But also for parents to recognize that if your kid is showing isolation and your kid is showing some of these things that you see Hannah go through in terms of sadness or change in all of a sudden behavior